Welcome to Hell on Earth, 9 most dangerous prisons. Today we're diving into the dark and dangerous world of some of the most notorious prisons on the planet. These institutions are infamous for their harsh conditions, violence, and the notorious inmates they house. Join me as we go behind bars, virtually speaking, to explore these infamous penitentiaries. So, buckle up and prepare to be shocked and dismayed as we expose the underbelly of the global prison system. Let's get started. ADX Florence, the Alcatraz of the Rockies. Our first stop takes us to the desolate plains of Colorado, home to ADX Florence, a name that sends shivers down the spines of even the most hardened criminals. Known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies, this supermax prison is the ultimate destination for the worst of the worst in the American justice system. Here, the most dangerous criminals in the United States, terrorists, mob bosses, serial killers, spend 23 hours a day locked in solitary confinement. Their cells are concrete tombs, with minimal human contact and virtually no chance of escape. Some argue that this level of isolation is cruel and unusual punishment, while others believe it's the only way to manage such dangerous individuals. We'll try and speak to former inmates, guards, and experts to understand the reality of life inside ADX Florence. What drives someone to commit such heinous acts? Can rehabilitation ever be possible in such an extreme environment? Join me as we try to shed light on this shadowy institution and the human stories that unfold within its impenetrable walls. La Sabaneta, Law of the Jungle. We now travel to South America, to a place where the prisons themselves seem to embody chaos. La Sabaneta in Venezuela. Forget about solitary confinement or even basic amenities. This is a place where overcrowding is so extreme that inmates fight for every inch of space, every breath of air. The Venezuelan government has largely lost control of this prison, leaving inmates to fend for themselves in a brutal hierarchy ruled by gangs and violence. Imagine a place where the stench of sweat, sewage, and fear hangs heavy in the air. We'll delve into the stories of those who've witnessed the horrors of La Sabaneta firsthand. Former inmates, if they're brave enough to speak, can provide a chilling glimpse into the daily struggle for survival. La Sabaneta is a stark reminder that when the social contract breaks down, the consequences can be truly horrific. Black Dolphin Prison, Russia's cold embrace. From the sweltering heat of Venezuela, we journey to the icy plains of Russia, where another notorious institution awaits, Black Dolphin Prison. Located near the Kazakhstan border, it's a place where even the name evokes a sense of dread. Life here is designed to break even the strongest spirit. Inmates are kept in extreme isolation, their movements restricted by a strict regime of blindfolds and forced bending postures. We'll try to piece together the stories of those who've walked the halls of Black Dolphin. What psychological impact does this level of isolation have on human beings? Is there any possibility of rehabilitation within a system designed to crush the human spirit? Join me as we venture into this forbidding realm and confront the harsh realities of Russia's most notorious prison. Chapter 4. Carandiru Penitentiary, Ghost of Massacres Past. Our journey now takes us to Brazil, to the site of one of the most horrific prison massacres in history, Carandiru Penitentiary. Though officially closed in 2002, its legacy of violence and despair continues to haunt the country's conscience. The 1992 massacre, in which 111 inmates were brutally killed by police during a riot, stands as a chilling testament to the horrors that unfolded within those walls. We'll explore the events leading up to the massacre, speaking to survivors, witnesses, and experts to understand how such a tragedy could occur. Have lessons been learned? Or are the same conditions that led to such violence still present in other overcrowded prisons around the world? Carandiru may be gone, but its ghost still haunts us, a reminder of the fragility of civilization and the dark potential that lies within us all. Chapter 5. San Pedro Prison, a City of Shadows. Our next stop takes us to Bolivia, to a prison unlike any other San Pedro. Forget traditional cells and bars. This is a place where inmates have to buy or rent their own living space, creating a bizarre microcosm of society within the prison walls. But don't let the semblance of normalcy fool you. Beneath the surface, San Pedro is plagued by violence, drug trafficking, and corruption. We'll venture into this strange and unsettling world, meeting the inmates who call San Pedro home. Join me as we navigate the chaotic streets of San Pedro. a place where life imitates art in the most unsettling of ways. Chapter 6. Bang Kwang Central Prison, the Bangkok Hilton's dark secret. Our journey takes us to Thailand, to a prison with a deceptively pleasant nickname, Bang Kwang Central Prison, also known as the Bangkok Hilton. But don't let the name fool you. This is a place where harsh realities lurk beneath the surface. Inside Bang Kwang, overcrowding is rampant, and conditions are notoriously grim. Foreign prisoners far from home and facing an unfamiliar legal system make up a significant portion of the population. But the most disturbing aspect of Bang Kwang is its treatment of death row inmates. Shackled with leg irons, they live with the constant specter of execution hanging over them. We'll delve into the stories of those who've experienced the harsh realities of Bang Kwang firsthand. Join me as we explore the dark side of this notorious prison and confront the uncomfortable truths it holds. Chapter 7. Kamiti Maximum Security Prison, Kenya's Forgotten Hellhole. Our journey takes us to Kenya, to a prison plagued by overcrowding, disease, and violence. Kamiti Maximum Security Prison. This is a place where basic human rights are routinely violated, and the conditions are a stark reminder of the challenges facing the African prison system. Inmates, many of whom are serving lengthy sentences for minor offenses, are crammed into overcrowded cells, with little access to basic sanitation, healthcare, or even adequate food. The guards, often underpaid and ill-equipped, struggle to maintain order, leading to a volatile and dangerous environment. We'll hear the harrowing stories of those who've experienced the brutality of Kamiti firsthand. Former inmates, human rights workers, and perhaps even prison staff, willing to risk their safety to expose the truth, can provide a glimpse into this forgotten corner of the world. Kamiti Maximum Security Prison may be hidden from the world's view, but its story is a stark reminder that the fight for human dignity extends to even the darkest corners of our planet. Join me as we shine a light on this forgotten hellhole and amplify the voices of those who suffer within its walls. Chapter 8. La Modelo, Colombia's Cauldron of Violence. Our next stop takes us to Colombia, to a prison notorious for its extreme violence and lawlessness, La Modelo. This is a place where rival gangs rule with an iron fist, and the authorities seem powerless to intervene. Inside La Modelo, clashes between rival gangs are commonplace, fueled by turf wars, drug trafficking, and vendettas. Weapons and drugs flow freely, and the sound of gunfire is a grim soundtrack to daily life. The authorities, often outmatched and outgunned, struggle to maintain even a semblance of control. We'll hear chilling accounts from those who've witnessed the brutality of La Modelo firsthand. La Modelo stands as a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict and the challenges of maintaining order in a society grappling with deep-seated problems. Join me as we venture into the heart of this cauldron of violence and confront the uncomfortable realities of Colombia's most notorious prison. Chapter 9. Tadmor Military Prison, Syria's Chamber of Horrors. Our final destination takes us to Syria, to a place shrouded in secrecy and infamy, Tadmor Military Prison. Considered one of the most oppressive prisons in the world, Tadmor has long been a symbol of the brutality of the Assad regime. Political prisoners, dissidents, and anyone deemed a threat to the regime have been sent to Tadmor, often without trial or due process. Inside its walls, they face unimaginable cruelty at the hands of their jailers, subject to torture, starvation, and unimaginable abuse. Gaining access to Tadmor is nearly impossible, but we'll piece together its dark history through the testimonies of survivors, former guards, and human rights organizations. We'll examine the history of Tadmor, its role in suppressing dissent, and the culture of impunity that allowed such atrocities to occur. Tadmor Military Prison stands as a chilling reminder of the depths of human cruelty and the importance of fighting for justice and accountability, even in the darkest corners of the world. Join me as we shed light on this chamber of horrors and honor the memory of those who suffered and perished within its walls. Chapter 10. A glimpse into humanity's darkest corners. As we conclude our journey through some of the world's most dangerous prisons, one thing becomes clear: these institutions are not isolated pockets of depravity. They are reflections of the societies they exist within, amplifying the issues of poverty, inequality, and injustice that plague our world. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching and stay safe.